start your business to go to another level. You must try to learn and hear something new. So make the change today. So don't procrastinate and see your business grow and change. So check out Testing Results, yeah, with Tony Harris Taylor. Tony Harris Taylor. Testing Results, oh yeah, with Tony Harris Taylor. Yeah.
Welcome to the Drastic Franchise Connector Show with Tony Harris Taylor. I am your hostess with the mostest. I am the CEO and founder of Drastic Results Marketing and Sales Coaching, where I work with franchisors to teach their franchisees networking strategies so that they can grow their business and turn their contacts into contracts. I'm also a franchisee with Network in Action, where we bring business owners together to build connections, community, collaborations, get some coaching so they can make more cash together. I'm the founder, visionary, and executive director of the Multicultural Franchise Connectors, an organization dedicated to bring more women and people of color into franchising. And lastly, that drove me to become a franchise consultant, where I work with families to help them find their right fit franchise. Welcome to today's show. The theme of today's show is image still matters. And why do I say that? Because more and more, what I'm seeing when I show up to events is that everybody's so casual. Everybody's blending in with each other. People don't stand out the way they need to, and showing up is one of the strategies that I teach with your image. Now, I've been accused of being one of the best dressed people in the franchise space. I'll take it. Yes, I have 13 pair of glasses. Yes, my hair may be different every time you see me. However, people remember me. Easy to describe because I stand out. If you want to grow your business as an entrepreneur, you need to stand out as well. Now, here's the problem. Entrepreneurs think because I have my own business, I'm free from, even corporate is too casual. I was going to say corporate dressing up, but the truth is everybody is too casual. But when you become an entrepreneur, you know that's part of your freedom. But unfortunately, you are still in sales, more so now than when you were in corporate. And people judge you instantly. In the first 7 seconds they meet you, they make several judgments about you, including, are you credible? Based on how you look. So today we have our guest, the fabulous DeAnna DuPree, who is an image consultant and branding coach. And she's going to talk about why it's important today, more than ever, to stand out with your image. And she's fabulous. Y'all will see in a minute. And there's no wonder we were attracted to one another. In fact, there was someone in the franchise space who introduced us because she's like, y'all remind me of each other. And it's because we stand out. Are you standing out? Branding and image still matters. Let's talk to DeAnna. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back. Welcome back with my guest, the fabulous DeAnna DuPree. Welcome.
Thank you, Miss Tony. Thank you so much for having me.
So, in your own words, introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. I am the fabulous DeAnna DuPree. I am a style and branding coach specializing in elevating confidence, personal branding magic, and really building a strong presence for individuals and companies through the power of style.
Wow, those glasses, girl.
Thank
How
you,
many
ma'am.
pair of glasses do you own?
About 15.
Yeah, you got me beat by two.
I have 4 more coming that have a little sparkle. I'm now moving into purple. And all of a sudden, I'm drawing the purple. So I have a purple pair that are. I can't wait to pull those stuff babies out. And I have a hot
So
pink pair.
let's talk about this because some would say we're over the top, right? Some would say, why is it that these ladies feel it's important to own all these glasses, these big
Sure.
earrings?
Sure.
I mean, why is this so important to a business person?
Yes. For what I've learned in my 15 years as a stylist and image coach, we really have about 2 seconds to make a lasting impression. 2 seconds, and then style levels your playing field, honestly. If you come in as a 1-year expert versus a 30-year, you walk into a room, but you are more commanding, they may pay more attention to what you have to say because you're more polished, right? And typically, polish does equal to more power and more credibility and trustworthiness. So if you're in a space as an entrepreneur, in a space as a emerging leader, right, and you're hoping to capture the eye of high stakeholders or a dream client, you typically only have your style to lead for you. Sometimes we don't have a moment to say a word. We only can have what we look like. So when we step into a room, even if the room does not know you yet, they're going to want to know you because of your style, right? Your power,
That
your
part.
who is that, right? Who is so bold to walk in with those glasses? Who is that bold to walk in with those shoes? Who's that bold to walk in smelling like money? Who is that person, right? And it's going to create a buzz about you before you even say a word.
Do you know how many times people come up to me and say something like, I don't know who you are, but I need to know who you are because look at
Yes.
you, girl.
Yes. My biggest client, I was in that room, Tony, for 3 seconds, and I felt this wind come up, like she came that fast, and she said, whatever you're selling, I want the biggest package. Literally. Literally. And to this day, she dropped some major zeros. And she wanted my biggest pack. Whatever you have, whatever you're selling, I want it. And she was a 60-plus-year-old woman in the finance industry, really struggling to maintain her feminine power and to maximize her sexiness and still be, professional. And she saw all of that in me, and she's like, I want all of it. This is exactly how I want to show up. Your show absolutely.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that you and I have the ability to do is give people permission that it's okay to show up
Yes.
as different.
Agreed. Yes.
Why do you think that entrepreneurs are so casual today? What do you think that's about?
Well, I think we're living in a very, what's the word? We're living in a world where all they see is the Zuckerbergs, the Gary V's, and in jets, in jeans, and sneakers, right? You don't have that level up as a minority, as a woman, right? As a new entrepreneur, you don't have that luxury, right? And I'm pretty sure when he has to go into a certain meeting, he's gonna take all of that off and show up as he must, right? It's a level of disrespect to truly show up in jeans and sneakers and act like I am who I am, take it or leave it, right?
Yeah.
think because they're seeing the social media side of, oh, I made a billion dollars right here in my house in my t-shirt and shorts. You can do it too. You don't have to worry about putting on jackets. You don't have to worry about ties. It's really all a lie. You know, I call it vanity coaching, where you're just selling the vanity of it all, but it's really not real.
It's not real.
It's not real. You know, you absolutely, man or woman, young or old, you must sharpen your image. You must showcase your ability to carry what's a $1 million firm, because people and brands are looking to decide if you're worthy of their brand labeling on you, right? No matter if you're coming for a job or, you know, or a partnership. And
Correct.
so I read a study, I believe it was at Columbia, that said 84% of the decision makers hired those across the table that look just like them. And not look like them, but, you know, represent like them. If they wore a suit that day, if they had a nice watch on or a polished makeup, you know, so that is very important. They're considering, can you handle and match and run my brand?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And when you are an entrepreneur and you have to stand out as different, whether you're a franchise owner, sometimes people think I bought this franchise so I can do whatever I want to do, but you're still selling.
Yes.
And it's better to err on the side of over the top than under.
I agree. You know what I realized, Tony? I thought I was in the styling business. I was very much, we both are in the marketing business, right? How you're marketing yourself, how you're branding yourself, how you positioning yourself to win, you know, and I believe that if you lead with style, that's how you first position yourself. Correct. I'm worthy of, right? And I always ask my clients, does your image match your invoice?
Woo! Ask that question again.
Does your image match your invoice?
That is so powerful.
Do you hear me? Because they are questioning. She's asking for that? I didn't see that.
I didn't see that.
Right?
Correct.
Because seeing is believing. Perception is their reality. So if you're asking for several hundreds of thousands, even if you're asking for $2,000, would you give him big lot image?
Then here's one of my pet peeves. I'm just gonna go in, okay? Let me go in.
Go ahead, girl.
My sisters who have a belly.
Yo.
And they're wearing bodycon dresses.
Yes, with no shaper.
With no shapers, correct. Panty lines.
Yes, ma'am.
And
the wrong bra.
Why do you think? I once heard another stylist say, really doesn't matter the size.
Yeah.
You can't just hang and say, well, I'm a medium and I'm just going to put on a medium. If that medium don't fit you right, you may need to go to an extra large. Nobody's going around looking at the tag in your dress to see which size it is. So get out of the head, the vanity of, so you buy clothes that are flattering, that fit. You buy undergarments.
Correct.
Undergarments that matter.
Can you please buy seamless high-waist panties? Is it possible so we don't see the seam? Okay. Can you just take one extra step? Where is the seamless panty section? I just want to know so I don't have a panty line in my, right? And can you please get fitted for your bras? I'm tired of seeing boobies on the belly button.
Okay.
Pick the girls up, put them where they belong. Okay. You'll be able to breathe better. I promise you're going to have better back support. Please put them where they belong.
Please, that part. So, and this is really the next generation conversation.
Sure.
Because you girls, cleavage all the way down to here. These, no. And I know we sound like your mama and old school and all that, but listen, image has to match your. Say that again.
Success leaves clues. We're telling you what not to do for a reason. We're not just preaching to be preaching. I'm telling you what not to do. Okay. If you want to be successful in anything that you're doing, you're going to have to show up. Your image absolutely matters. It's everything for you, especially for women.
So now, when we come back, we're going to take a quick break. But when we come back, I want to talk to the men for a minute because men somehow think they're exempt, right? So we're going to talk to the men for a minute. We'll take a quick break and come back with the fabulous DeAnna DuPree.
another government job, or your own business. Decisions. Jobs are no longer secure. This is the reason you should consider your own business. Start from scratch? Risky. Franchising gives you a business with a blueprint and 8 out of 10 are successful. Plus, 63% aren't food businesses. Some are even home-based. Options are power. Download your free guide and see if franchising is your next move.
Are you a corporate renegade? That is someone who is frustrated with the rat race of corporate, or maybe you were recently laid off of your job. Or perhaps you're an entrepreneur looking for your next stream of income. Hi, my name is Tony Harris Taylor, and I want to invite you to have a conversation with me about how franchising, becoming a franchise owner, can take your life and business to the next level. It did for me. I purchased my franchise in 2019, turned around my primary business, and now I want to help others to do the same. Hop on my calendar and let's chat about how franchising can take your life and your business to the next level. Talk to you soon. All right, we are back with DeAnna DuPree. Now let's talk to the men, girl. We talked to the ladies for a minute.
Yes.
So talk to the men. What can they do to stand out?
For men, I believe accessories matter for them as well. A flower pen, right? A nice watch, very, very cool socks, polished shoes, right? I think a lot of men stay in this mundane, I got to have a blue, brown, or gray suit. But, if you choose a pattern, right, that kind of gives you a little edge up. I think it's so important and really, really, really focus. I think men forget about the belt. The belts matter. A nice leather belt with a nice buckle, right? Doesn't have to be Ferragamo, right? It could just be a nice leather belt. I think that completes the looks, right? Even in a casual setting, I give my clients, my male clients, I give them a weekend wardrobe checklist, a social wardrobe checklist, right? And of course, professional. Because the weekends does not mean business stops. This doesn't mean you won't run into a client, right? Now they get to see you in a more of a casual space, and they cannot see you in holy socks, flip-flops, right? It's just not okay. So it's important to consider the weekend and social wardrobe as important as your professional wardrobe. And I always tell people this: when you do a business casual look, you're dressing down business, not dressing up casual. And I think men get that. We're not dressing up a white wrinkled t-shirt. It's just not happening, right? We're dressing down the suit jacket with a denim, right? So I think if men take those few things and really consider their own accessories and dress down business, not up casual, they'll win in life, period.
So there's a guy in our franchise network. I won't call his name.
Okay.
But he is an impeccable dresser. Yes. He wore, now, this is a great example of how a man can dress down formal work business.
Yeah.
So he had on a white button-down shirt, black denim jeans.
Yes.
He wore, now this is drastic, and he's over the top like me and you, so you would love him. And he's a white guy, so okay, so he wore red bling tennis shoes.
Let's go.
And they are male shoes, because I went online to try to find the shoes. That's how much I like them.
Okay.
And he wore a black red brocade blazer.
Jeez. Girl.
I was like, you go, boy. That's what I'm talking about.
Is he married?
Yes, very. So
I only ask because a lot of men that dress that way have a woman at home like, babe, do this and do that. Yes, it looks good. They simply don't do that alone. That's why I ask.
I think it's his personality, though. But a print jacket.
Yes.
It's okay for men to wear pink and peach and lavender. right? And
Oh.
so again,
Mhm.
the name of the game is standing out.
Yes.
Plaid jacket with maybe if it's a navy blue, have some sort of print in it, some sort of
Yes.
peach plaid or orange. I mean, there's so much men can do. And my favorite, personal favorite, is a Hawaiian shirt. If you
Mm.
want to be super casual, you can have an Hawaiian shirt because
Yeah.
again, you're going to stand out as
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
So, men, you are not off the hook. You
At
have
all.
to stand out as well.
Yeah.
All right. So, thank you for that. And shout out to that guy. He knows exactly
Yes.
who he
Yes.
is.
Yes.
By the way, I did go buy the red bling tink.
Oh, you got the shoes.
I got the shoes.
I love it.
I got the shoes.
I
And I
love it.
sent him a picture and said, thanks for the inspiration.
That's
So,
right.
because red is
And that's what
everything.
it's about. It's about inspiring others, right? When you show up and show out, someone takes the memo. You know what? You know what? Thank you. I'm gonna level up next time or tomorrow, whatever. So it's really about inspiring those around you to really step into their highest power, and that's why I don't feel like it's over the top. It's just fabulous. That's all.
It's
But if
just
I
that.
show up fabulously, it shows women, like you said, permission, right? You don't have to stay in the mundane, and especially where I live, they all look alike. You know what I mean? Everyone's either a Kardashian or a Marilyn. That's it. A bleach blonde or a straight black, bang, everyone, right? And it's just like, okay, then I show up in the room, right? Short hair, fun glasses, cute little shorts on and heels. And it turns heads, but it also empowers others to be a little bit more unique next time they show up.
Correct. Very good.
Very
Well, I'm going to ask you the two questions I ask everyone. What's how has networking helped your business?
Network is my business. Like, I wouldn't be here without it. For me, it's how I get business. It's how I'm remembered, right? My personality always shows and shines. Networking, and I network for others. I go to acquire new friends, new who, whatever, right? So I can say, oh, I know someone that can help you with that. I like being a master connector. I really love it, right? And so if you find yourself being the connector, you're the one they'll never forget.
Correct.
Right? And so
Correct.
for me, I wouldn't be in business the way I am, and nor would I have the community and the network that I have without me showing up, being of service, right? But then also empowering people when I step into a room. Networking has changed my life. I learned how to network when I was 19 years old, and I have become one of the best.
Awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so the second question, and you might have to think a minute on this.
Okay.
What's the biggest drastic step you've ever taken in life or business?
The biggest step was jumping in my car and not knowing where it was going to lead me, and it led me to Arizona. I didn't know. I was literally, leaving a tumultuous relationship, and I packed it up, and with no plan whatsoever, Miss Tony, just started to drive down the 10. And I was like, maybe I'll go to my dad's timeshare because it was heading in that direction. Drove right past it, like, okay, where are we going? What was happening? And I was like, oh yeah, I'll just go to Arizona. And I literally put the steering wheel on my knee, ripped out my phone, apartments.com, and found my place on the road. And was like, I'll be there in 4 hours. And did it all over the phone. Like taking pictures, credit check. So here's my deposit. Best decision I ever made, though.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Wow. We're going to have to dig deeper
ago.
on that over a glass of wine.
3 years
But
ago.
wow. That was 3 years ago?
That was 3 years. 3 years ago, February 22nd.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
and that was 2 months before my wedding.
You were engaged.
I was engaged, and I left 2 months for the wedding. It was a lot.
Yeah, girl, we're going to have to talk. We're going to have some girlfriend time over that conversation.
Do you hear me?
Absolutely. But, you say it was one of the best decisions you made. And go ahead.
I have flourished beyond belief in this town. I didn't even know. God knew. I didn't know that there was no stylist here or anyone like me here in California. I come a dime a dozen, or the profession does, but there was no fabulous DeAnna DuPree in a town like this. So I moved here and just didn't know I had hundreds of clients waiting on me.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
it's amazing.
Well, you are the definition of a drastic stepper. We are twinning all around, girl.
I know, girl. It's meant to be. It's meant to be.
Well, tell everybody how to get in touch with you.
My favorite way is Instagram. I'm on there all day, every day. But please know, it's literally to network. I'm there networking. So you can find me at the fabulous DeAnna DuPree on Instagram. I'm in love with LinkedIn as well. Of course, you just look DeAnna DuPree. I always capitalize my P and capitalize my A always. And if you are an emailer, transform@DeAnnaDuPree.com. If you're a texter, I take text as well. 323-400-5621. And of course, my website, DeAnnaDuPree.com, which you will see a drastic change very, very soon.
I love it. Well, we're going to leave with this final thought. I'm looking at your LinkedIn as we speak, and there's a meme on there that says visibility is more than being seen.
That's right.
It's about being remembered. Right. So give us a final thought based on that.
Don't ever dress to impress, dress to connect.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, you have met the fabulous DeAnna DuPree. Thank you for coming on. We're going to take a quick break and come back with my final thoughts.
Thank you so much.
If you think franchising isn't for you, think again. Here's how Multicultural Franchise Connectors is changing the game. At Multicultural Franchise Connectors, we believe in the power of diversity to transform the franchising industry. Our mission? To empower underserved multicultural communities with the knowledge, resources, and connections they need to confidently explore franchising opportunities. Did you know that less than 15% of franchisees are minority-owned? But we're not stopping there. MFC's 4 Paths guide successful business owners in franchising their operations, help potential franchisees interested in purchasing franchise businesses, support business owners to supply their services to franchises, or assist individuals to secure employment opportunities within franchise corporate offices. MFC is designed to break down barriers and open doors. Through comprehensive workshops, mentorship programs, networking events, and expert consultations, we're paving pathways to economic empowerment and community growth. And come 2027, we'll be offering grants to help you secure the financial support you need. Join us today and become part of a thriving multicultural franchise community. Visit multiculturalfranchise.org for more information. Empower your future. Empower your community. Together, we're making franchising dreams a reality.
Wow, what a powerful guest. The fabulous DeAnna DuPree. Did y'all get the message? Please get the message. How you look matters when you show up. People will be attracted to you. They'll want to know who you are, what you do, how can they do it with you, just because you look the part. I love the part where she says, does your image match your invoice? And in franchising, many of you are selling multi-thousand, $50,000 franchise, $100,000 franchises. Does your image match that invoice? Thanks again, DeAnna. That was fabulous. If you want to connect and talk about franchising, go to drasticfranchise.com. You can also download my free ebook there, drasticfranchise.com, where you can learn more about franchising and how you might be able to play in the franchise space through our 4 paths. And then you can join our community at school.com/MFC. This was a great show. We thank you for continuing to tune in. Sharing is caring. So share this with someone in your network. And hey, if you want to be a guest on my show, hit me up on LinkedIn message and let's talk. This is Tony Harris Taylor saying take a drastic step today for a fantastic tomorrow. And we'll see you next week. Bye.